Hello, welcome to our Women Today table discussions. Listen, I'm super excited today. I always get excited because we always bring women and young girls that will come to empower you, to make you get excited. And today I'm surrounded by these beautiful ladies. I'm a little bit nervous today because I don't know exactly what's going to come out. But guess what? You are actually in store for a very, very good conversation. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us at Women Today Table Talk. And honestly, for taking your time to come and sit down with me whilst we're having a nice cup of tea. Really, really appreciate it. And I want to start, I know obviously who you ladies are, but our audience, they don't know who you guys are. So just help by telling them who you are. I can start with you.
So my name is Oluwatimishi, and I'm currently in Middlesbrough, and I'm doing my master's. I'm doing my master's in public health. It's actually like an applied master's, so where I get to do internship, and it's been amazing, and I've met amazing people, wonderful people. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
I like that you did public health. We were talking about it because I also did public health.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see somebody who's doing public health now. I graduated my master's in 2010.
Wow.
So a lot of things have changed. Yes, and over to you, my sister.
Okay, my name is Success, and I did my master's in psychology. I recently just graduated.
Wow.
From Teesside University as well. So I guess
Wow.
it's like an alumni.
I know, exactly. It's interesting because before I did public health, I wanted to do psychology. Why? Because I just want people to call me psychologist.
My name is Priscilla Ogu. I'm studying my master's in public health as well and Teesside University. So she's my classmate and it's been amazing.
It's been amazing.
You know the weird thing, we all have done public health because my BS is in public health.
Wow.
So it's like,
I know.
That is a public health
So we're
thing.
having the public health gurus sat at this table.
Yeah.
Very educated women sat at this table. And I like this because women today, what we do now, we bring information, or we encourage other women, other ladies.
Yeah.
There's some ladies that have never dreamt of going to university. They didn't know, like, if I ever go to university, will I ever do education? Okay. But I think having us ladies to come and talk about our experiences again, and why I say our experiences, because we've all migrated from our countries, from Africa, to come into this country where everything was completely different. I want us to discuss about someone could be listening and watching us. Your experiences as students. You've been a student as well. I know we're talking about you being a student during the COVID. We're going to talk about that. But how is your experience as foreign students that have migrated from your country? And probably let's say, what was your first take as soon as you arrived at Teesside University?
When I came into the country, I came in around COVID time, when we still have to stay at home for about so days.
Yeah.
I was so happy about coming to school and stuff like that. So I think something funny happened, I was meant to spend 10 days. Was it 10 days?
Yeah, it was 10
I was
days.
meant to spend 10 days. Then my COVID result, the first one came out well. And then that was how they made a mistake.
Wow.
Then my result came out and it was like, oh, I have COVID. And I'm like, where did that come from? And then I was staying with my cousin, then she was pregnant. And everybody, the fear of, you have COVID, a pregnant woman in the house. It was so crazy. Then I was just like, oh my God, what have I done? And we did another test, and we now realized that the lab actually they made a mistake.
Wow.
So I got a message. Instead of resuming to school that week, I was so, I'd already packed, oh my God, I'm going to my room, having my own space. And they said, no, you can't. You have to stay 10 days. I'm like, this is a fake result. Do you get? So I spent 20 days, and it was not a good thing. So that just shattered everything. And I got to school and I had to because they've done about 2 weeks of lecture. That month was a bit tough because again the cold, and I was not used to it. I came in when it gets dark around 3 o'clock. I'm like, what's going on? In my head I'm like, what is going on? So to me that month, and thank God now I'm used to the
So which month was that?
It was around November.
So around this time.
That's when you get
So it was very strange. Getting a job having to like, oh my god, I kept missing my bosses. I think
So you actually came to the UK when it was winter, when it was dark, when everybody was indoors, and so there you are coming from a very strange country. You're coming from a country where it's very hot,
warm.
it's very warm, and you're all covered. I remember I had a similar situation. I was the only person in class. I had my wool hat on. I only had my eyes open, and everybody kept looking at me like I would not remove my coat. They're like, you put your coat there. I'm like, no, I'm good. And you know, when you cannot even understand some of the things they're saying, you just nod and laugh with everybody. You laugh with everyone because you don't even understand. And I think these are some of the challenges and the difficulties that we actually face as a migrant or student actually that have migrated to this country. So not only are trying to adapt to the weather, is the language, is the food, is the food. Like nothing tastes very good.
I didn't come from my home country down here, so my own experience is totally different. I'd been in Moscow City for a while, Moscow City in Russia, so it was pretty cold. Like it's super cold. I don't even know how to express the cold.
Yeah, no.
So honestly, coming here was a relief for me because it's not as cold here.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
Also, where you came from was super cold.
It's as cold as Canada or colder. Like
really?
It is that cold.
So for you, it was completely opposite.
Yes, I was like,
that's interesting.
I can believe.
Wow.
Coming here was a relief. Like, okay, yes, there's English now. Like I can express myself better.
So hold on. So for someone who's listening, they might think you're from Russia. So are you from Russia?
I'm from Nigeria. Proudly Nigerian.
So you went from Nigeria to Russia, and here. So you had to adapt to different things. Okay, okay. And to
I really don't have much to say, but when I came in here, it was really different because I came in, it was a cold for me. When I got to the airport, I'm like, what's going on here? Like, I could not feel my feet. I could not feel my hands. It was like, as much as I love to be here because, having to travel, see different culture, meet different people, that on its own is really exciting, you get so. But meeting some, like, the whole weather and then the system, I always missed my bus. That I could just get to the bus station and then it's leaving, like, it's just 1 minute. And back home, we blacks, we can just stay extra time. You can stay extra time. Like, okay, the bus is coming at maybe 5 minutes past. I'll just get there.
Sometimes they literally beg us, like, do you get me?
Wow.
Come on. Okay, I came from Lagos then. So, and we have like all these, tough bus conductors that can just come and drag your bag. And
and then let's say they want
so
customers.
Imagine with that mentality, you're not like, oh, you're in a country where you have to follow time.
Yes.
So right, it was amazing though. I struggled a little bit, adjusting with the timing. Okay, if you have to go, catch the train, you have to leave maybe 5 minutes before the time the train actually leaves. So sometimes there was a time I even slept. Like I went far away to look for a job, and then on my way back I slept up. Like it was an hour journey and I was awake up until 15 minutes of the journey. It was just 10 minutes for me to get to Middlesbrough. And I slept off. I woke up, where am I? I'm like, no, this is not happening. Like it was not funny. But those are the things I'm like, I have to just tell my story one day. It was not funny really, but we just keep adjusting, and it keeps getting better.
Are you guys not guys, I was told not to say guys.
Oh, right.
Ladies, are you ladies enjoying your studies at Teesside? Did you enjoy your studies?
Personally, I wouldn't say I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Because when I came in, it was COVID.
Okay.
I literally I was at university maybe like 3 times.
Okay.
Imagine having an entire semester,
Okay.
2 semesters actually,
Okay.
and you only get to go to class like 2 or 3 times because of COVID.
Yeah.
So it's more like I was running like a YouTube. I would have just been in my house watching YouTube. You get what I mean?
Okay. So you actually came at a difficult time where there was COVID and a lot of things were happening. So you never had that social kind of like go to university, meet friends.
Exactly.
Yours was different.
I don't even know my classmates.
Wow.
So yeah.
So you were meeting on Zoom.
Yeah, and everyone is gonna be turning off their cameras, obviously.
Yes.
In their PJs or whatever. Yes. So my classmates, like even on our graduation day, we didn't know ourselves.
Wow. But I tell you what, the good thing, we always get to take the positive out of every situation.
Yeah.
You graduated.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
But honestly, it was convenient. So I guess that's the most.
That was convenient. And so, I want us to talk about, obviously, we spoke about time. Some of the things that the challenges that you've been facing as students coming to this country, again, because we are coming from a completely different country. Some of the challenges you face, or some of the good things you've experienced, so that someone who's listening, they'll be like, oh, well, I might try and avoid this next time. Or if somebody can go through this, what advice can you give them? I mean, this is based on the studies you're doing at Teesside as students, or even just as foreign students, people who've migrated. We spoke about time. What about language? Did you struggle with language? I'll tell you one of the examples that I did. I was a student, and they'll give me an assignment, and I would not even know how to write an assignment because it's completely different.
Yeah.
I had a discussion with one lady who said, coming from Africa, looking at somebody's seen as disrespect. But you look down is a sign of respect. But when you come to this country, they'll see you as if you're not confident. So you have to look up. So it's talking about some of those challenges. Did you ladies experience those challenges, or you guys are okay?
It's quite funny because, you know, I come from a place like where you get to pronounce everything one word and you can hear, then you're in a space and everything is just like very fast. And the next thing you're like, please, what did you just say? I'm like, I didn't hear too. You know, and you're asking your classmate, like, okay, did you hear? And to me, I feel like at a point, because, you know, generally we speak English and stuff, but it got better. It just took me like 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks, so it got better. And the thing I would just say is that when you come to UK, one thing I really miss coming to UK was I miss that community. The sense of community. In Africa, like, you can just walk into anybody's shop, you can just enter into anybody's shops, you know, and like you can just see someone on the way and say hello. Somebody can be like, what's going on? You can just
wake up in the morning and say hello, how are you?
You know, you're in UK and everybody's just like, you know, just mind your business. You know, you can stay like UK will be the first place that you can stay in the same house with someone, like,
and not even know them,
and not communicate.
So I think I can relate to what you're saying, because I know COVID has its own impact because of the whole personal space. Is it 5 meters or whatever? So when I came the first time, I'm used to that close proximity. It makes you that connection is there. So coming and it took me a while, because maybe I want to ask someone for like direction or ask something, and like, excuse me. I usually will go close and they'll be the one to take like a step backwards. And then I'm like, oh yeah. It took me a while, and then I'd stayed in a place for over 6 to 8 months. I had no idea who my neighbors were.
Wow.
Absolutely no idea. But back home, it's not possible.
It's not
Your neighbor always, hey, what's up? I'm not seeing you in a while. It's like you're working a lot. You know, there's that conversation. But then just being on your own in a land you know absolutely nobody
about.
Stuck in my room the whole time. You know, usually even if you don't know people around, you go to class, you meet people, you meet your classmates. You get I think that's one thing I miss.
You know, that's the reason why we're doing Women Today, because now we have women that we come together, we have a sense of belonging, we get to know each other, we share ideas. Somehow, because I know you get me. You know, you understand the way I'm coming from, which is good. Sorry, I cut you off there.
And again, you didn't talk about the fact that there's this a little bit of, how would I put it, discrimination. I don't know, do you ever experience that? Because I did. And it was really terrible. Because I remember that day, I just finished work and I was coming back. I was so tired. Then I got down from a bus, a connecting bus. I was there, and the bus driver saw me and zoomed off.
Wow.
Honestly, I was mad. I was do you know, I was so angry. I've never been that angry in my life. So I said, okay, there's a stop in front, and I'm gonna run and catch up with this bus. And I ran, and the man saw me again and zoomed off again. You know what? I just called my best friend and I was crying on the phone. I could not hold it. The tears, it was too much. I said, Jesus, what is this? Do you know, I was so angry. Then guess what? It took me £30 for a 10 minutes. I mean, £30 to get a taxi for a 10-minute ride.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Thank you for sharing that, because these are, it might seem small, but these are the struggles that people are going through. And can you imagine, as a student, you know, God knows how much you're getting paid, and you only have to work for certain hours.
20 hours.
You have to pay £30 for a journey. Maybe you're supposed to pay £2.
Do you know, guess what? It was so windy then. I think it was around that time that they predicted storm Eunice was going to happen.
Yeah.
So it was so windy, and the next bus was coming in the next 45 minutes.
Wow.
Imagine
Imagine
staying.
waiting in the
So I
storm.
couldn't wait. I couldn't stand that cold.
Wow.
Do you get? So I said no.
I can
Wow.
totally relate
Yeah.
because, to be honest, I've even experienced that recently.
Wow. Oh wow.
This one, literally, you know when you even hit the window, like for the person to just look at me, turn his face like,
And go as if
Oh
they've
my
not
God.
seen you.
I
Wow.
was like, no, this is just not
Wow.
happening. So,
I think those things as well, they don't make it easy for you to study or even to focus and concentrate. But then now, especially now, there's been very high, the prices are going up.
Yeah.
Gas prices going up,
Everything.
fuel is going up, food is going up, you know, some accommodation is going up.
Yeah.
How are you ladies coping with that, especially now?
Okay, well, for myself, I think as a student, and then you have to work with limited hours, so you don't earn as much
Yes.
as you would earn on
Yeah.
like during the holidays where you can
Yeah.
work full time. So I just like I stay with my cousin, and then what we do is we'll make a list because you have to work with a budget.
Yeah.
And you cut down some things, you know, there are some things you can actually get much later.
Yeah.
But at the meantime, let's get the very important ones,
Yeah.
put up the ones that,
Yeah.
you know, they're pressing. You can't cope without
Yeah, you
a
prioritize.
bottle of water. You can't, so you
Yeah.
need to get a bottle of water.
Yeah.
But you can actually cope sometimes without a drink,
Mm-hmm.
especially the Coke that makes you, you know, it's not healthy. But it's not healthy, so you
drink
can just,
water.
so you can just cut down on the extravagant spending. So
Yeah.
it helps you really, you know, cope. And then having someone that you probably split your bills with, like I stay with my cousin. So what she does is if we make a list and everything is about £50,
Okay.
so we just get
Okay.
25, and then we are okay for the month.
Okay.
So having someone that
Someone
you
to
could split,
share, and
share.
split the bill with.
Thank you,
that's
and
actually
always
helping.
Yeah.
always working with a
That's
budget.
good.
I think
Also, yeah,
that's good.
I'm going to chip in. So for me, I just started this no principle,
Okay.
and I'm coming from the sense that, you know, back then in Africa, we know the way things are, and
Yeah,
you have some
yeah.
people that will just constantly be in your DM. Oh, please, I need money. Please,
I
can you
need
do
this, yeah.
So I have this. So I have like a list of people I want to help. And
Okay.
once I've done that, if you send any message to me, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I help people.
Yes.
But then I've just, you know, I have to explain to them. See, I'm a student too. I
Yeah,
have bills.
yeah,
There are
yeah.
other things I'm doing. I need
Yeah.
to take care of myself as
Yeah.
well too.
Yeah.
I understand that things are not going on, but you have to also see reasons with me. So I'm just going to advise people out there that just try and work with what you have.
Yes.
You don't have to go over the fence just because you want to help people.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And the thing is, if they come to meet you, one thing I've learned is if they come to meet you and you tell them no, they will understand.
Yes,
Because they will always
yes,
have more
yeah.
people to meet.
To ask,
Yeah.
yes.
To ask. So you, after you've spent everything, then you'll not be in that corner.
And then you're left with
Yeah.
nothing.
So-
I'm hearing learn to say no.
No.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we find it so
Yeah,
hard.
especially for me, I used to find it very
You are actually
difficult,
speaking
yeah.
even to myself
Yeah.
because I'm one person, like I want to help everybody. But sometimes I think we have to get to a place where we say, as much as I want to help, but I cannot I have to learn to say no to
Yeah.
certain
Yeah.
things. And again, sometimes when people know that I can always get from this person,
You
some
just-
people they'll just keep on, they
coming.
just want
And
to take
you know,
and take and
the
take.
amazing thing about it is that some people now prioritize it, like they see it as
They are so entitled.
Yes.
that is the word.
Yes,
That is
yes,
the word.
yes.
So entitled to your money, to everything. Like, do you know? Sometimes I reason I'm like, do you know how much? There was even a time I sent money to someone. The person was like, just a casual like. I'm like, do you know how many hours it took?
I've
me?
I had
taken
to
me
work,
to do
yeah, to
exactly
get that.
1
Do you
hour
understand?
working
Like, you
it.
just feel that people are in UK, yeah. You don't know what they're going
Your
on.
money
Like,
goes like
Exactly,
grass.
exactly,
it's funny,
exactly.
Like we practically
Yes.
time is money. Every 1 minute counts.
Yes.
Do you get
Yeah.
it? So, but
Wow.
God has just been helping you know.
Eh, that's
because
true.
me, I just used to tell God that see, this life, I want to give, and as long as you give me, I'll
Yes,
give out.
yes,
Yeah, but
yes.
then there are some times that
Yes.
you have to prioritize.
And you know, we always say giving
Yeah.
shall be given
Giving
back to
back.
you.
Yeah.
Press down, shaking
Yeah.
together,
Yeah,
run
running
over
over.
to the floor. Moving on nicely, I want us to touch a little bit about this. How important is it as Black African women to come into this country and get the education that you're getting? How empowering is it to you ladies? Because I know at Women Today, it's all about empowering. You know that once a person is educated, you're able to do the things that you're not able to do, or even having the knowledge that you'll be able to spread that knowledge. How important is it, number one, and what do you intend to do with your degrees, your education after your qualifications? So the two things. How important is your education as women?
Yeah, well, First off, I feel like it gives you the edge. It gives you an edge, because you have something, you have value.
Yeah.
Because the thing with the system is you have to have value to offer to be able to also get back.
Exactly.
So it's like a symbiotic kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that already gives us an edge to
Yeah.
be able to go forward and do whatever we want to do in our various fields. Me personally, like I said, I have my master's in psychology.
Yeah.
And I intend to go into family and marriage therapy afterwards.
Wow.
So this is just like the basics for it, and then to go
watch out for success. You'll be coming back as our marriage therapist.
And I'm already doing it. I'm not waiting for the degree. I'm already doing my
that. I
thing.
love that. That's good. And to you as well. How is education important to you?
Yeah, like she said, I'm going to follow what she said, like it gives you that age.
Yes.
And apart from that, one thing about education is we might not realize, but it helps you to meet people.
It does.
I've met amazing people in my class, people that you just hear what they have to, you might just be looking at them and be like, oh, then the next time you talk to them, like, wow, this person has substance, this person has stuff like that.
Yes.
So to an extent, it helps you to get to meet people, engage, learn from network and stuff like that. So, and apart from that, education is very, very important because it position, like it makes you like get into a position. It position you for like the future. So to me, and I come from a background that I do a lot of voluntary activities, like helping like girl child, a lot of things because of I've seen life, I've seen what people go through, I've seen how some people desire education, and I've said, everything I've learned today, I'm going to go back someday and return that back to my own country, because that is even the reason why I'm here, to get that knowledge and let them know that this is how we do things here, and take it back to Africa and at least in part you get
I'm gonna say amen to that.
I'm gonna say amen. You guys have said almost everything, but I think I would just add maybe a couple of things you get. So I think that, I know that education gives you a level of confidence. So you meet people and then you're able to see them and talk to them, and because if you meet people and you're not able to say something that you're not able to say something that kind of add value to their life as well, it doesn't make any difference. So when you're educated, you meet people, number one, and then you have a level of confidence, you can talk somewhere, you can actually add value, like you said earlier, to people's lives, and then also, it also the truth is that when you are like in school, the years you spend in school, the things you learn, you may not know it, but they come hand in hand to transforming who you are. You transform who you are, so you have a better way of thinking. You have a more, like, you can't compare how creative or how functional your brain was when you had no BLC. But you know that you can see yourself transforming. You can have better writing skills. You can talk to people. I'm like, there's someone here. Just getting into it, getting educated, taking your studies seriously, it transforms you and gives you some sort of level of confidence. So you can actually be empowered. You get.
Your mind, basically.
Of course, it does. It does.
And especially with the course we are doing now, public health, there was even a time I was just reading, like a research. It was meant to be an assignment, but then I now said, okay, let me know more about this thing. So it was more about female circumcision and stuff like that. Affiliated with breastfeeding, and I was reading, I'm like, wow. You get, so if the assignment didn't come up, it was not related to what I was reading. But then it exposed you, like she said, it gives you that exposure, like
it gives you that knowledge. We always read the word that says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. And I think there's so many things that people are perishing because we don't have knowledge in those things. And when we have knowledge in certain things, we don't perish. We become equipped, we become empowered, we advance in life, and not to mention again that you can get a good job, you can get money, and when you have money, especially now, you live a very, very good life.
And I think it also goes beyond you. Because when you're educated,
I like that.
Your mind is empowered, is exposed. You want the same for the people around you. So it becomes like a champion as well. That's a good thing.
Your mind is alert, you're very focused, it's something good. So which is something that you ladies got from your education and from Teesside University. what are you taking now, which is what you're gonna take? What are your future plans after graduating? What would you like? Because you don't know who's listening. There could be a comment somewhere, an NGO somewhere, United Nations somewhere, watching and looking. Oh wow, ladies were doing public health, psychology. What are your ambitions?
For me, recently I decided to do like a course, like just aside my education. So it's going inside, and it's like an IT something that has to do with like data, cloud computing and stuff like that. So I'm like looking at it that I can merge health and IT tech together. So I'm still praying about it. I want God to just give me the inspiration on how to leverage on that, and so that's what I'm doing. Aside that, so public health, amazing, like I've told myself that I'm going to go back to raise because that was what I was doing.
Yes.
I was doing that. I've been doing that since like 2015. Volunteering. So I said everything I've learned, breast cancer, breast awareness, breast self-examination, stuff like that. I'm going to go back and keep people informed.
Exactly.
Because to me, health is very important.
It is.
It is very, very
in
important.
Public health, again, I remember doing it. It's more because the nurses are more about the cure, but public health is more about prevention. And so what we are doing is telling people, look, I want you to eat better so that you avoid having diabetes. Be safe, have safe sex, so that you avoid these things like STIs. Exactly. So it's more about prevention. Eat well, walk well, do things, which is actually good as well. And I'll come to you as well.
Okay, right. For me, public health. So, after my master's, so I intend, chasing, like I follow up even on social media, and I read up articles about WHO, UNICEF, you get. So really, it may sound like overwhelming, but I really want to get to such places in power. So that's why I like courses like epidemiology. It helps you, follow up those things. What are they doing now? When the COVID came, I was following through. I was reading. As much as it broke my heart to see people that were dying and the numbers kept on increasing every single day. So in my mind, I was like, what can I do to make a difference to this? What can I do? And so I think also women today is something like that, really, because I think this is public health. Do you get the outreach is, it empowers people. So, now there are some old people that don't know when the COVID came, and then even when it was, people were dying, and then these people, they don't understand that you need to keep distance when you see somebody having obvious symptoms. So how can you communicate this to them so they don't get this? Even after you have it, how can I get treated? Some of them believe, there are some people that still believe that it was a conspiracy theory, and they believe that, fine, it's not real. And then some of them died. About it, but so how can I make a difference? And I believe that you can't really make a difference if you're not in a place of power or some sort of influence. So I'm also, it's a big dream for me to go into WHO. Do you get UNICEF, make an impact somewhere? It's little by little, but
and I tell you what, dreams do come true. So hold on to that dream, because they will come true. I'll come to you because you mentioned about COVID, and during COVID we know that, like you mentioned, a lot of people died. A lot of people lost their loved ones. There was a very high rate in divorces as well. A lot of people divorced. It was a scary experience for a lot of people, and that really had an impact on mental health. That's where I'm coming to you. We go to the psychologist, and I mean, as much as we're having fun about it, there's so many people that are really traumatized. Women were scared in the house. As a student, I don't have family here. I don't know when am I gonna see my family because some flights were cancelled. Like you mentioned, people were dying like something else. That brought a lot of fear in people, and even up to now, we're still seeing the impact on mental health in a lot of people. What can you say to somebody who's still fearful, scared, worried, or they've lost someone during COVID? What can we say to them to empower them, to encourage them? We know that we're not going to bring their loved ones back, or some of them, they've gone through divorce. Maybe they're not in that relationship. What can you say? What can you also say to a woman or lady who's watching right now? What can you say to them?
Okay, I'll come from this angle first of all, is that sometimes when we want to address stuff like this, most people go through the phase of denying or wanting to numb it. But the first thing is you actually have to go, like, admit this has happened, this hurt you, like admit the effect it has had on you, because that is the first step you take towards like moving forward, because you can't sit where you are, you can't remain in, as much as it's really painful and it hurts, you can't remain in that position, because that's you being stagnant and being stuck, and even the person you have lost will not want that for you. They will still want you to live your best life and be the best you can be despite losing them. That will actually be more of a consolation to them. Like, you know what, I've left this person, but somehow they've gotten better, somehow they've moved. So I'll say first of all is admit that this has happened, don't deny it, and then face it, walk through it. So it's more like, okay, I've lost this person, maybe that person was paying your school fees or whatever. What other way, how can I move forward? What can I do to get better? And it means going for getting help, because if you're traumatized, most times you can't deal with it on your own, and that's why we encourage therapy. Go and speak, talk to someone so that they can help you, because your mind actually is very powerful, and if you do not program what is going on, you're not aware and intentional, it's going to affect the outcome of your life. So that's the point of therapy. You go, you speak to someone so they're able to help you point the blind spots of, okay, I think this trauma or this tragedy that has gone on in your life has made you like totally cut aside this part of your life. Look at it this way, think about things this way, because when you are traumatized or you experience certain things, you become maybe pessimistic, and that affects every other thing. So I would say first of all, it is admitting what you've gone through, and then moving forward from it, getting help is very important.
For sure, I like that.
Very
Do you know,
important.
I think
don't be alone.
I'll let you speak. It's something that, again, as Black African people, we don't like to seek help. Whether it's mental health, you know, where we come from, if somebody starts to say, I'm hearing voices, they're like, I command that demon out of you, come out. I mean, as much as we do that, which is good, but again, it's the same as somebody. I spoke to a friend of mine a while ago. She said, look, if someone comes to you and say, I've got cancer, you pray for them, but you also refer them to go to the hospital, encourage them to get chemo. Someone is going through mental health issue, help them, support them. If there's therapy, advise them to go for therapy, which is something that we actually don't do, especially as Black African people. And I'll let you speak.
So for me, honestly, because my friends know that I think I can get to worry a lot too. But then one thing I've come to realize is I always tell myself that this will pass away. It won't last. Because I always tell myself that, okay, I know I'm going through this, but then I know at the end
it will pass.
Wow. Do you get? So, and while I'm going through this, because I'm a spiritual person too, I try to pray and hold on to the promises of God. You know, and you know, while doing that, I say, Lord, please, this, I know I'm going through this, but then send help my way. And like she said, honestly, talking to people is very important. You might not have the courage to talk to like 5 people, but then have just one close friend that you can call upon, that this is what I'm going through. And when I mean talking to people, I mean not just anybody. Someone you really trust. Someone you know that, I know my life, you are going to hold it for me. Do you get? You have sure. Do you get? Not just anybody. Then after that, like she said, seek help is very, very important. At the end of everything, just know that whatever you're going through, it will pass. It will not last. That's just it. Just at that moment, it might look as if, okay, you're going down. This thing will consume you. This thing will choke me to kill me. But at the end, just give it time. It will fade away. That's just
it's you always in your conversation you mentioned about I'm a spiritual person, and I like that because you, as a Christian, as a child of God, like you rightfully say, you come to church, and within the church you find sisters that you can actually talk to, hang around and share ideas. Somebody can be shying off and say it's going to be me, myself in my house. You're locked in the house, then it does not help, because we should be each other brothers keepers. And so which really helps. Like, look at what we're doing today. We're together sharing ideas, and somebody might say I'll help you, or I'll refer, go to somebody else. I always feel good on a Sunday when I'm coming to church to be with my sisters. I are joking, we are laughing. I get excited. I look forward to
You
and
take pictures.
we talk, of course. And I also, like we even come into Women Today discussions, and we have a cup of tea. We sit down and we have different, ideas. Just being around each other, because most of our, like my parents and my other sisters are back home. So having sisters like you ladies, I know that if I need anything, you're there for me. We're there for each other, and I think that's something that we need to be there for each other. I like what you say. Don't just speak to anybody, because there are some that you tell them one thing, they run with it. Before you know it, you're in a worse place than you were before. Yes.
Honestly.
I'll let you say yes.
Okay, so what I would say is, I think I was listening to a podcast, and someone said that the mind is like a muscle. The way you would go to the gym and you keep exercising it, and then it becomes obvious. That's how you can exercise the mind. So when you keep telling yourself, like you said, I can do this.
Yes.
Has someone gone through? I'm not trying to trivialize anybody's pain or saying, I know we feel pain differently, but if you look out there, there's always someone that probably has gone through something worse and has come out of it and became something better. Wow. So if someone else can, you can.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow. I like
if someone else can, you can.
Yes.
So if you've seen someone, okay, there's someone that has survived cancer and come out of it without having to lose themselves, that means you can. You can look at that person as an inspiration. It kind of helps. And then maybe final touch, I would just say, as an individual, we should also live our life to impact everyone. Do something every day that encourages someone. Don't be a source of pain for someone. So, so that's just what I have to say.
Be nice. Be nice.
Be nice.
So, lastly, sometimes it's good to be very grateful. To be grateful for the life that we have here in this country. I know there are certain things we've spoken about, some of the disadvantages of the bad experience that we've gone through. But we want to just quickly talk about being grateful that we are here. Like for me, I can actually tell you that the things that I've actually achieved because I went at TISA University or I live in this country, I've managed to be able to do the things that I never used to do. What sort of things can you talk about? What are you grateful for just being in this country, even though as a foreigner? Quickly.
Well, I would say, first of all, it's the system that works. Things being organized. That's actually something to be grateful about. Knowing that, okay, you know what, I'm going out, the bus is going to be coming by 6:30. It's coming by 6:30.
So,
You know that if you want to get certain things, this is the order, this is what is done. You go here, you go this, you do this, and you've gotten it. So that's something to be grateful about, because you're not anxious that, would this happen? Can I do this? You just need to plan yourself, and you know you can achieve certain things. So that's something to be grateful about.
That's good. That's good.
System that works.
For me, I'm going to talk about the electricity.
No, that's fun.
Oh my God.
I know.
The noise of
generator.
I saw a tweet one time. The guy was like, I'm in UK. Like, please, I need to download the noise of generator, because he said that is what keeps him. That is what makes him go to bed. Yeah, that's so funny. But then I'm actually grateful for the 24/7 electricity.
Yes.
Like the fact that I think I've only experienced just once, and it was just like for 1 minute, and I didn't even feel it. So I'm just grateful for electricity. Back then in Nigeria, we know.
It's some countries electricity, some it's water. Some even, do you know, I tell you, just having bacon or chicken, because for some people it was like having chicken only on Christmas Day, chicken and rice on Christmas Day. But here Christmas is every day. To you as well.
One thing that I'm really grateful for is when I came to the UK and I have no friends then, and then but I had to just find somehow around to adjust and be very independent as possible. So I like the independence it gave me as a person. You know, I can do this by myself. Once I put my mind to it, I can achieve it. And then having to get things back home, our parents, like, there's this, okay, we have to do everything for you. But when I got here, once my fees is paid from home, I know that, okay, fine, I can take care of this. So that sense of responsibility, like, okay, it built me from the inside. And then when I had when I had COVID symptoms, I had never had COVID. So when I had COVID symptoms, no, I never had COVID. Right, so when I had the symptoms, and then I'm very emotional. So that day I was, because I took my vaccine and I had some kind of reactions. So I was on my bed and I was in tears. It was Christmas on the 25th last year, and it was like I'm all alone. I couldn't talk to back home to my parents because they'll be worried, and then they'll be like, okay, what can we do to help? Or maybe send someone, you know. But in that state, because you don't know how strong you are until you are put into some kind of pressure you get. So that time it built me, so I became more confident in myself and knowing that I can handle this, and I became more responsible. So it kind of built that for me.
I like that. Thank you. Lastly, right, here at Women Today, we empower women, young girls. We've been doing a lot of work. What sort of things would you like to see Women Today do, especially this coming year? What sort of things do you like us to do as women, as we empower Black African women, or just women in the UK, Northeast and around the world? What sort of things that are coming at the top of your head that you think, oh, we want to do this, to be able to transform women, to be able to empower them? What sort of things do you have in mind? Everybody went quiet.
Because we're thinking.
Okay. I don't know.
Well,
okay, no, go first, please. That's fine. By all means.
okay, what came to my mind is that I would like. Okay, personally, I'm passionate about marriage, family.
Okay.
And women hold a very vital part.
Okay. Yes.
And the family is the foundation of every society.
Yes.
Because when you have good families, you've got good kids.
Yes.
It means at large, you've got a good country, or you've got good people.
Yes. Yeah.
And our role as women in the family is very important, because you see so many great men and women, and they will tell you, my mother did this, my mother this, my mother that. She gets it shows you the important figure of a woman.
Every woman.
So if we could, if women today could have like a scheme of enlightening women in sense of personal development down to your character.
Oh wow.
Because it is very important.
Yeah.
Some women, some things they go through in terms of even down to the way their children behave is because they don't even have the character for it. You can't give what you don't have.
You don't have true.
Wow.
So, because I know at this era, everybody's like, this is the way I am, take me as I am. No, there are some things you're doing that wrong, you actually have to be told, because sometimes it's a blind spot. You don't realize. You know. So if we could have some sort of forum or something where we discuss and we're enlightened, like, okay, this is actually, like, stuff like this are good, stuff like this aren't good, like your language, the way you caution your kids, the kind of things you say around them, the things they watch, how you talk to your partner, how you handle conflict, you know, those kind of things. If we can have that kind of forum, I feel it will also help, because it would strengthen the society at large.
Wow, she has said everything in a package. I've been taking notes. I've been recording. You see, it's very important, because that's another topic. I'm gonna have another table discussion with the young people. We once invited the social service worker from Middlesbrough Local Authority. They come to talk to our Black African women regarding the number of children that are being taken away from parents. So that's another topic. So you sort of like gone into my next table talk, which is good. You know, honestly, because education is very important. Just educating a woman to say, when you come into this country, follow the rules. You know, back home we just slap the child. Honestly. You know, and they're slapping the child. Before you know it, they're going to school, tell the teachers. Before you know it, the child has been taken away from their parents, and it's breaking families. You know, there's so many things like character, what you said, you know, take me as I am, this is me, this is, you know, it's small things that we need to learn, and I like that. Thank you for that. I've taken note. We'll be able to do that. If you don't have anything, it's fine. But if you do chip in to say it,
I think Chibi was about to say something.
I think you said it actually, but I would just say empowering the mind. So if there are programs that not just family is amazing, that's the bedrock of everything, like you said earlier, which I completely agree. But how about let me speak for the singles, because I'm single. So empowering the singles before, because medicine after death is a big problem. So how about empowering, building women
Yes.
to have that character even
Yes.
before they are married.
Yes.
Yeah.
So build yourself, empower your mind, because
Wow.
if you see someone show me an empowered person, and then I'll show you someone that will get to any place. There's no limit for such a person.
Yeah.
Do you get? So
Wow.
empowering young. If there's a program
Yeah.
that Women Today can organize that also empower young people,
Yes.
single people,
Yes.
that maybe people that are single and waiting, and then there's a time that I'm getting too old. You know, you're not.
Yes.
You don't need to get into the wrong marriage or wrong place, wrong relationship or partnership because you think you're running out of time, and you know. So that's for me.
I like
also.
what she said. I speak
Yeah.
for myself because I'm single. So all the single guys out there,
Right. Really?
she's single, you know, like all the single guys out there.
Yeah.
Right, okay. If you have, for yourself,
Okay, for
lastly.
me, and again, I'll just advise if you can chip in tech, because that's
I like that.
the next thing in life.
Yes.
You know, the world
Yeah.
is
Yes.
world
Going
is
to
like
grow.
growing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I know women
yes.
are like, oh, it's the guy's thing. No,
Yeah.
it's the girl's thing too. We
Yes,
can do it. So,
yes,
yeah,
exactly,
yeah, really.
exactly. We can
So
do it. Yes.
just to add up to what she said with
Okay.
the health stuff,
Yeah.
if you look at the way, I'll say including COVID,
Yeah.
everyone has gained more
Oh
weight.
God,
Yeah.
yes.
You're
Yeah.
seeing more obese
It's all packaged
people.
to
So
some
like
yeah.
our eating habits,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
it's not
Yeah.
just to starve yourself, it's to eat right
Yes.
and then to
Yes.
exercise.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, if there are ways we could also encourage people
Yeah.
to exercise. Maybe we could have some sort of program where activity where maybe we all go together as ladies, maybe go hiking
Yeah.
once in like a month or 2 months.
Yeah.
So you know, that kind of thing, to just carry everyone along to
Wow.
yeah.
I really enjoyed this table talk. It was really amazing. It was nice. We were laughing, and honestly, thank you, ladies.
Thank
You have no idea. I was also learning one or two things as well.
Yeah.
And we'll take everything that you've said on board. And because, you know, when you empower a woman or young girl, we can spread it.
Yeah.
Women, we have this that God has put in us, that once we're empowered, we're able to empower other people.
Sure.
But thank you for joining me at this table
Thank
talk.
you.
We are really, really
Thank you
privileged to
for
have
having
you.
us.
So thank you so much for listening and for watching. I hope you have been empowered. Listen, so many things have been mentioned at this table. You're going through something, seek help.
Yeah.
You know, you're struggling with something, again, seek help.
Yeah.
You know, you're going through maybe marriage problems, seek help.
help.
Your children need help, seek help. You know, you've been listening to these young ladies who are educating themselves. You know, they've got their mind set on doing amazing things, and watch out for these ladies because they're coming out like
out.
fire. So thank you so much for joining us
Thank you
at
so
Women Today
much.
Table Talk. I really enjoyed this discussion, and I hope you have too. I hope you have been empowered. So from myself and from these ladies, goodbye. Bye. Thank you.